Hello everyone! I'm the Mighty Blues and welcome back to Super Mario 64! Last time we collected all of the caps that we needed in order to complete our adventure, that being the Vanish cap as well as the Metal cap. Additionally, we also 100% Big Boo's Haunt, which means that this time we've come back to the first floor and we're actually going to be completing the last course that we need to complete up here, that being Jolly Roger Bay. We actually need the metal cap in order to complete one of the stars here, so I figured we'd wait until we get that cap in order to take care of it through the jet stream. Now, before we actually tackle this star, we've got a 100 coin star to collect. I don't really think it's all that important to show anything off, talk about anything. I've already talked about most of the things that I want to discuss here, which, actually, let's read this sign. I don't think I have. Honestly, I feel like I've been doing a pretty bad job at reading these signs because it's something that I never do whenever I play this game in my own time. There are special caps in the red, green, and blue blocks. Step on the switches in the middle courses to activate the cap locks. Okay, thank you, game. I'm pretty sure we've already read something about that. Thank you. Yeah, the metal cap's actually a really good cap to use for this course because this area is entirely filled with water, meaning that you can walk on the surface pretty easily. Unfortunately, the metal cap doesn't last very long, so it's not overly helpful. I have the same issue with the metal cap here in Jolly Roger Bay as I do with the Koopa shells, where they're really helpful for traversing through the water. They just don't last very long, and that's a little weird. If they would have lasted just a few seconds longer, they would be much more helpful than they actually are. But anyways, with that being said, I'm just gonna collect the 100 coin star really quick. Probably speed up some footage, put some nice music, and just let you guys enjoy it. And then once I get all the 100 coins that I need, we'll come back and we'll actually tackle the star that we need to tackle for today. And 100! I was actually starting to get a little worried that I was going to run out of coins. Even though every course does give you at least 100 coins, so that way you can collect this star, I still get a little nervous. But down here in the cave, there's a metal cap switch. There's a number of ways to tackle this star. I'm going to attempt it in a way that I haven't attempted it before. We're going to start inside the cave. We're going to collect the metal cap, and oh, I might have messed this up. And we're actually just going to walk down this way. Now, the star that we're trying to collect is actually the one over here in this jet stream. You can't collect it normally. The only way you can collect it is by getting the metal cap, going below it, and then jumping. Normally, the way that I do it is I grab the metal cap on the dock, I should say, that's right next to the pirate ship. I usually grab that one and just drop down below, and typically I have just enough time to grab the star. In that instance, I actually drop above the star and grab it that way, but because I was already in the cave, I decided to try something new, and I feel like that actually works better? Question mark? I'll just leave it at that. But we've now 100% Jolly Roger Bay, which means that every single course is now 100%. Which means we're going to head back to the basement, and we're actually going to start course number 6. We've already entered course number 6. We did that in the last episode, but we did it purely so we could go get the metal cap. We're not doing that this time. We're actually going to be tackling that course. And I have an interesting history with Hazy Maze Cave. That was one of the few courses that I never 100% as a kid until I decided to go for a 100% playthrough when I was a teenager. Purely because this course confused me. Swimming Beast in the Cavern. We've already talked about this star. We technically have already been there in the past, so I feel like I don't need to repeat myself here talking about what we're going to be doing because we technically already went to where we need to be in the last episode. But yeah, onto my story. So, Hazy Maze Cave was always a course that I never cared to 100% because it always confused me as a kid. Additionally, I played a lot of the Nintendo DS remake of this game, Mario 64 DS. And that game changes up a lot of things on this game. It's one of the reasons why I say that I think Mario 64 DS is a different game compared to this one, because it actually changes how you collect certain stars. For example, there is a star exactly right here. We're not collecting it right now, but there is a star right here. In the DS version, the way you collect that star is completely different to how you collect it in this game. And as a kid, I never grew up, or I never collected the original star in this game that I was just talking about. I only collected it in the DS version. And so when I went to 100% this version on the N64, I didn't know how to collect that star because I just thought, wait, the only way you collect this star is because you had a certain power-up that was exclusive to the DS version, and that power-up's not in the N64 version. That must mean this star doesn't exist. When it did, you just collected it differently. Also, as I mentioned before, the star is in the center platform right here. So it's one of those things where, again, I see these two as different games because the DS version changes the core mechanics of Mario 64. It changes how power-ups work, changes how certain stars are collected, and as a result, for one, it's actually altered how I saw the original Mario 64 and how I was able to complete the game, because there were a lot of times where I didn't know how to do it because I was so used to the DS version, because I actually 100% the DS version first, even though it has more content. And Hazy Maze Cave is always one of those courses that I remember that as. Because most of the other courses I have a pretty good memory of, but this one, I don't. Speaking of having a good memory, elevate for 8 red coins. We need to go into this room, and we actually need to get onto this DDR pad. That's all I think of whenever I see this platform. It's basically just an elevated DDR pad. But what you need to do is each direction you press, the platform will go in said direction. And we actually need to break these blocks, as they have red coins. They don't have all the red coins. They have about half of them. The other half are in a different area. Oh, God! Now, one thing I should also mention about this platform is that if you fall off of it, it will eventually disappear. It has a little bit of a timer, so keep that in mind. So, if you are not standing on the platform for a certain amount of time, it will start to disappear. Which can actually be very helpful because a lot of times you'll fall off completely and you won't be able to get back on, so you have to walk all the way around in order to get to it, and by that point it has already respawned. So there's about, I think I mentioned before, there's about half the coins down here. The other half are up above, so we actually need to get on that pole over there. If this thing will move a little bit quicker. I'm sorry, this thing moves very slow. Not a fan of it. There we go. And I think the last... Yep, right here. Next, we're going to be on this fun little trail. You'll actually be able to see where you're about to go thanks to these little black dots. The exact same black dots as those enemies that shoot fireballs. Don't worry, these things don't shoot fireballs, so you're totally fine. And I believe... Wow, I actually forgot how slow this is. It's been a hot minute since I've actually played Mario 64, and oop! We got a new enemy! Oh, God! You know, that enemy's never given me trouble up until now. That is a swooper! They're little bats that'll come attacking at you. They usually only stay at your elevation whenever they come towards you, so if you ever change elevation while they're flying down to you, that may mess them up a little bit. Don't know for sure, but they've never really been an annoyance to me. In fact, they rarely even show up in this game. I honestly can't remember if they show up in any other course besides Hazy Mazy Cave, but you really don't have to worry about them. Metalhead Mario can move! Oh god, am I forgetting this I think I'm forgetting this course. Hold on, let me think. What star is this? Now, one thing I failed to mention. There's actually a map right here that shows you the entire course. We should probably read this sign. Both ways fraught with danger. Watch your feet. Those who can't do the long jump, tisk tisk. Make your way to the right. Right, work elevator, hazy maze, left, black hole, underground lake. Oh! Red circle, elevator 2, underground lake, arrow, you are here. Interesting! I've never read that sign before. I'm just saying it now. I've never read that sign before, and, well, I feel really dumb for that. Metalhead Mario can move. I want to say that's down in the underground lake. I want to say that's in the underground lake. Hold ZL to crouch and slide down a slope, or press ZL while in the air to pound the ground. If you stop, crouch, then jump, you'll do a backward somersault. Got that? There's more. Crouch and then jump to do a long jump, or crouch and walk to... Never mind. Yeah, they're talking about the crawl. The crawl is not really a move that's beneficial, but it's funny. So we're actually going to head to the left this time in order to show this path off a little bit. It doesn't really do much. All it does is just take you over to this door, which we've already shown before. There's another swooper. I'm going to hope to God these rocks don't murder me. Thankfully they don't. I do think we need to go to the underground cave, or the underground lake. As there's technically 2 stars that pertain to Metal Mario. It's just I can't remember which one's which. So for this one, we need to grab the metal cap. Oh, so you can actually take damage as Metal Mario. So I guess I lied in a previous episode. I thought he was briefly invincible. That's not true. You take fall damage. I still don't think you take damage from enemies, but you do take fall damage. Anyways, as for this star, you just need to hit that switch. And the big thing with this area is you just need to be able to long jump. And I failed that ground pound, but it's fine. I'm not a speedrunner for a reason. Yep, that actually was the correct star. I remember this game better than I thought I did. Which you would think I would, considering the fact that I play this game probably 4 times every year. I play a lot of Mario 64. Navigating the toxic maze. Okay. So I kept getting confused for 2 different stars. This is the other star that I kept getting confused for Metal Mario can move, as this star is very beneficial if you have Metal Mario. If you have the metal cap, this star is kind of a breeze, because as I mentioned before, Metal Mario can reduce damage from a lot of different things. This is one of those things, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but first I want to read these. Hidden inside the green block is an amazing metal cap. Wearing it, you won't catch fire or be hurt by enemy attacks. Okay, so I was correct in that sense. You don't even have to breathe while wearing it. The only problem, you can't swim in it. You also take fall damage. Danger ahead. Beware of the strange cloud. Don't inhale. If you feel faint, run for higher ground and fresh air. Circle, shelter, arrow, entrance, exit. So, we're actually about to enter a new maze, indicated by a new map. Those circles are exits. We're going to be paying attention to that, as well as these arrows showing altitude, change in altitude. Heading down here, it's a toxic maze. You probably already figured that out by the name of the star. The reason why I say the metal cap is important in this in this area is because you won't take damage from the toxins. Now, if I remember correctly, we need to go right here. Wait, hold on. Does Mario actually do his little animation? Huh, interesting. So, Mario actually has an animation where he's inhaling the toxins. I didn't think he made that animation while in Metal Mario form, but he does. I guess that's just not really something they felt like they needed to program out. But, yeah, so we wanted to go through that door that, had the little goo, some sort of liquid dripping off the edge of the platform. In order to go through that door. Now, if you remember, we actually saw that star at the very beginning of our adventure in Hazy Maze Cave. Amazing emergency exit. So we gotta go back to the maze for this one. But yeah, we actually already saw that star. I never bothered to talk about it. So if you're someone who, out of the corner of your eye, when we were going to get the metal cap, saw that star, and you were like, wait, how come Blues didn't talk about that? Well, it's because we just got it. Work elevator. For those who get off here, grab the pole on the left and slide carefully down. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a pole here. Yeah, you're supposed to grab the pole and then go down that way, but obviously I failed to do that for almost the entirety of our adventure through this course. I like to do things quick, alright? I like to flip and dip. That's my philosophy. I mentioned it before. If you want to get me to play a fighting game, you gotta let me flip and dip. Now, as for this core, or this, star, trying to remember where you're supposed to go. I think you're just supposed to go through this door, don't you? I believe you're supposed to just go through the other door. Right? Man, this is really bad that I'm actually forgetting things on Hazy Maze Cave. I'm gonna be honest, I'm typically someone who, whenever I do a Let's Play, I always do a practice playthrough, and I try to make sure I have research notes before I actually tackle the LP. Like, I don't feel comfortable doing a project on a game unless I have notes. I did not make notes for this LP. I am going purely off of my memory, and I'm comfortable with that because I've played Mario 64 so many times, it's not even funny. But Hazy Maze Cave is definitely making me a bit concerned. Even though we only have one more star left, and I actually remember this star. Alright, cool. We actually, yeah, let's tackle this last star. Now, this star is really easy to get. Watch for rolling rocks. I'm gonna hold off on it. I'm gonna collect a 100 coin star, and then I'll meet you guys up where we need to go to collect the star. Again, it's a pretty easy one, so I don't feel like I need to explain things a whole lot. So, I'll just meet you up at the star. Oh, Lord. That took way longer than it needed to. My God. So, part of the reason why that took so long was because of the fact that, oh, you've recovered 50 power stars. Now you can open the star door on the 3rd floor. Bowser's there, you know. Oh, you found all the cap switches, haven't you? Red, green, and blue? The caps you get from the color blocks are really helpful. Hurry along now. The 3rd floor is just ahead. We have enough power stars to unlock the final door to the final battle with Bowser. Just gonna spoil it now. We don't have enough power stars to actually fight Bowser, but we at least have enough to open the 3rd power star door. And we're not even close to opening the... Well, we had enough power stars at 30 to open the 2nd door, but we're not doing that. But part of the reason why it took so long for me to collect the 100 coins in this course is because I actually failed the blue coin switch in the maze. I can never remember for the life of me where those blue coins spawn. And while you technically don't need those blue coins, because you can just get the blue coins from the Cyclopses in here, I don't recommend it because the Cyclopses can actually be somewhat difficult to defeat, as indicated by my poor skills demonstrated. And can I actually... Ooh, I can do this. Ooh, I can do this. Is this actually something that I want to do? Yes? No, this is actually not where I need to go. I actually am forgetting where I need to go. Is it here? No, because this takes you to the swimming... Wait, nope, this is actually where I need to go. Dear Lord, I am losing it, man. I'm so glad we're going to be done with Hazy Maze Cave, because holy crap, this is bad. Yes, okay, so in order to get the final star, we actually need to go over here. And I'm just going to say this now. If any of you are playing along with me during this LP, and you are playing the Nintendo DS version of this game, you cannot get this star this way. This is one of the few stars that I remember actually having to look up online as a kid because I only completed the star in the DS version and could never figure out how to do it in the N64. In the DS version, what you had to do is you actually had to collect a Mega Mushroom, as Mega Mushrooms were introduced in Mario 64 DS, making your characters very large and being able to destroy certain things. What you were supposed to do is you were actually supposed to destroy those boulders that fall from the ground, or fall from the sky, and after you broke 5, the star would just appear. That's not how you do it in the N64 version. All you're supposed to do, I'm actually going to go into more of the over-the-shoulder mode by pressing L, and all you're supposed to do is just wall jump up here. There's going to be a little room up above. Yep, right there. I swear to you, I actually had to look that up online as a kid because I didn't know how to get that star. I figured you were supposed to break those boulders in some way, like you were supposed to do it in the DS version, but could never figure it out because, spoilers, there is no Mega Mushroom in Mario 64. Only in the DS version. Anyways, with that being said, that is going to be it for today. We 100% Hazy Maze Cave in its entirety, and we also went back and 100% Jolly Roger Bay. Next time on Super Mario 64, we will be heading off to a new course. And until then, I'll see you all later. Goodbye!